The Treasure Coast collection continues. So this one here that I'm making is going to be the one with the seashell embeds on top. So I start out like I normally would start out with adding my lye slowly to my oils so I can mix them up. This is 4 pounds of soap. It is beef tallow, coconut oil, and olive oil. This is the recipe that I use for my tallow soap bars, and everybody always loves it. Like anybody that buys it loves it. So I decided to use that one for this Treasure Coast collection because I figure if a lot of people in Fort Pierce like tallow soap, then Stewart's not too far off. They'll probably love it too. So I decided to do that. Plus, like the tallow gives it a more long-lasting, harder bar. And that's what I really like. I know that's important to people. Lather and long-lasting. So you go get both of them in this one. I'm scenting it with one of Nature's Garden scent called Mango Sorbet. And even though I know mangoes have nothing to do with beach scenes, it kind of gives me beachy vibes. So I was like, who cares what it's called? It smells beachy, so it's going to be beachy. And it's going to work out perfectly. So that's what I did. Whenever I add fragrance oils or essential oils to soap, I always stir it for 30 seconds. Not with the stick blender, just like stir it for 30 seconds just to make sure that it's fully incorporated. Now, for the colors, I am going to be using Dead Sea Mud. I felt like that was perfect for the fact that this is sort of like a beach collection of soap bars. Dead Sea Mud is known for deeply cleansing the skin, gently exfoliating it, and absorbing excess oil. It's really good with clearing up acne, soothing inflammatory skin conditions like eczema, psoriasis, and refreshing the skin without like really stripping it of its essential moisture. So that's what the Dead Sea Mud is known for. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen when you use the soap. I'm just telling you that that's what Dead Sea Mud is known for. So I figured I would add that in there. I also have this right here was actually indigo, but the indigo wasn't indigoing. So I really wanted a blue because again, these are like beach themed soap bars. So I did decide to add in a little bit of blue pigment to give me more of a brighter blue color. See, it looks better already. It looks more like the deeper part of the ocean, right? Where it's like that dark blue. That's what we're going for. So I went ahead and added that in there, and I just used an immersion blender to mix that. I'm also going to be having the color green, so I use an immersion blender to blend that out too. I used to prep my colors by adding a little bit of like olive oil in the color, and then I would just kind of use a spoon or a spatula to kind of get all the clumps out of there. And that still works too, just, a little bit more time. But lately, I've just been using the immersion blender, and it's been working out because it really depends on your recipe. My recipe is still pretty fluid with the combination that I have with the tallow, coconut, and the olive oil. So I can use the immersion blender to blend all my colors out without it getting too thick. So I like that. Now, I did want sort of like a thick consistency. That's the reason why I'm using the spatula while I'm dropping the green, because I wanted the green to sit on top of the mud clay. I didn't really want it to be swirled in. So whenever I want to make sure I maintain some layers, I'll use a spatula to drop the colored soap on top so it'll sit on top of the bottom color. So that's what the goal was, and as you'll see later on, I pretty much achieved that. Like, it's not perfect layers, but listen, the ocean ain't perfect either, so it still worked out good. So I have like the green layer that's gonna go, so it's the Dead Sea Mud, then it's gonna be the green layer, and then I'm gonna add the blue layer. The reason for that was just because those are the containers that I grabbed first. Because like now thinking back at it, I probably should have put the blue down first and then the green. But then I was also like thinking there's seaweed and seaweed's green. So like you have your Dead Sea Mud. So you have like the mud in the ocean, and then you have the green seaweed, and you have the blue ocean. So I said, you know what, this could work. So I'm doing that for all 3 loaves. I am using the Nicole mold for these 2 smaller loaves. They give you 7 1-inch bars. And Nicole mold is like really good quality. If you have like extra money to splurge on a mold, then the Nicole molds are the best ones to get because they're just really good quality molds. The pink one over there is the Amazon molds, which those are good too. Like my whole business has been thriving on those. So like they really are good. So like I was saying, I have 2 of those, which is going to give me 7 bars in each mold. So that's going to be 14 bars total. But if you watch my last video, you'll see that I'm going to be cutting those 14 and turning them into 28 little bars. So I just wanted to make sure I smooth out the layers. They're not going to be like entirely smooth because this is the ocean, y'all. But I wanted them to be somewhat smooth. Now with this, my goal was to make like a blue ombre. So I didn't add any more blue to it because I was like, I'm just going to add more of the tan base color and just whatever blue I get from what's left over is the blue that I'll use. But I was trying hard, y'all, and it was still like that blue was blended in and still giving me tan. I was like, since when does blue and tan make tan? That don't make any sense. But that's what was going on. So I went ahead and added just a little bit of blue pigment because I didn't want it to be the same color of blue that's already there. I wanted to be like slightly, like a slight lighter color. Because I mean, the ocean isn't like deep blue everywhere. You know, like the deep blue, what was that movie called? I think it's called Deep Blue Sea, where it's like that deep, nice, beautiful blue. The whole ocean ain't like that. Definitely not at the beach. So I said, let me get some variant shades of this blue. Now, as you can see, it's not really that blue at all. It's actually giving like a lightly colored deep sea mud, but whatever, we'll take it. I was just trying to do the best that I can to like just make it creative and nice. I wish I would have thought this through just a little bit more because if this soap bar does really good, I got to duplicate this design every time. And so I want it to be successful, like obviously, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta duplicate this design. This is too many different layers, too much time, but it did come out nice. So it was definitely worth it. So I'm just still smoothing that out to just make sure it's kind of evenly there because I was running out of soap base. And then here I started to drizzle, right? And I was like, oh, just be like a cute little drizzle. Then I thought to myself, wait a minute. Think about the shoreline. The shoreline has sand, and that sand tends to be a tan color. So why are we drizzling sand? Like, we should have like a full layer of sand. So that's what I did, y'all. I decided to go ahead and just pour it all up there and make a full sand layer. I said, this goes better with the beach than having like some little random drizzle of sand. You put the whole sand down, right? So I think that was sort of like a better idea. And as you can see, like from this entire video, I was pretty much improvising. Like I knew that I wanted to do beach related soap bars and I wanted to call them the Treasure Coast collection. But I wasn't entirely sure on the entire design for each soap bar. I knew I was going to have a deep sea mud, which is just going to be deep sea mud because I like to be simple. I think there's some elegance in having simple bars. So I definitely wanted to have that one. And I knew exactly that I wanted to have these embeds. So other than that, there was really no like thought out process for these soap bars. Now, in my improvising, I was like, I'm going to add a little bit of pink because who doesn't like a little bit of pink? I don't know. I think it's very like beachy. Yes, blue is beachy, but pink makes me think of the sunset. You know, like sometimes when the sun is setting and you have that horizon and it's pink. Oh my gosh, have you even seen it when it's purple? It doesn't happen often. When I lived on the west coast of Florida, I would have days where I would see like the purple haze and it was so pretty. And it would kind of make me think about God and how amazing he is to be able to reflect all those colors in the clouds. It was gorgeous to me. It really just was very good moments, and it's sad that they don't happen that often, but I figured by throwing these little pink bits up there, I can kind of give you that I don't know, that pink haze that is in the clouds rarely at sunsets. And I had already made these embeds. These embeds are made with melt and pour soap. They're made with Earth's organic melt and pour soap base, which I love. It is such a beautiful lather. Like normally melt and pour don't really lather that well, but this base does. And I am not like a paid affiliate marketer for them or anything like that. I am going to add their base to my Amazon storefront, but I'm not like an affiliate for the company. Like they don't sponsor me. Ain't nobody sponsoring me, y'all. I'm trying to get YouTube to sponsor me so I can get monetized, but right now I got no sponsors. But speaking into existence, it will happen at one point. So I had already made these embeds with that, and I made them pink and turmeric. So I wanted an orange color, and I was like, turmeric's just a good ingredient to add to a soap bar anyway. So a lot of the embeds are turmeric and the pink magenta mica. And then my turtles can't be pink, right? So I made them like this greenish color. I used green pigment, the little bit of green pigment that I had left, so I can make those. So I don't know, now looking at it, they kind of look out of place. But then again, maybe they just kind of sparkle because in the midst of all this pink and turmeric, pink and orange, you can see the little turtles. So that's what I have. And then I decided to just use my little thermometer swirling tool to just kind of blend those pink parts in, because it made the bar a lot smoother and just gave it a little bit of a design. So I said, well, let me go ahead and do that for all the soap bars before I add the remaining embeds to it. And I really didn't plan to use 2 of the Nicole silicone molds, so I did not have enough embeds to put like 1 embed for every soap. So there will be some that will be broken up. But I did have extra melting point base, so I made these cute little beach ones that I'm going to add to them. So that will be different because there's a boat, and then there is a donut or a raft that I made. I actually had these silicone molds from a long time ago when Just Pearly. I don't know if you guys know of Just Pearly on YouTube, but I wanted to make like a Just Pearly soap bar, so I used those. So look at how pretty it came out. It was like so shiny. I think the turtles are like perfect, y'all. It really came out very cinematic, very nice. So I'm gonna have a lot of reels showing these parts because like it is amazingly cute, y'all. So I let it sit for a little under 24 hours. Because it is tallow. Tallow is hard, y'all. It gets hard quick. Like you can see, I had to add some pressure just to get that down. So I definitely can't let it sit for 24 hours when I use tallow. So those are the layers. You see, they're kind of uneven, but then again, so is the earth. So I figured that'll work. Maybe next time I'll try to aim for more perfect layers, but I think this makes it pretty unique having them like they are. It almost looks like there's waves in the water and in the mud. And I guess with the green part being like the leaves or trees or seaweeds, like it still came out nice. So this will be one of the soap bars in the Treasure Coast collection. Like I was saying before, there are 3 of them. So there's one with like mermaid tops, like mermaid fins, tail fins. There's this one with the seashells. And then there's also a full Dead Sea mud soap bar. So I'm excited about it. I'm hoping that it really is a success, even if I have to duplicate these layers again in a more finely done way, then I'll do what I have to do. But I wanted to make sure I had something unique for the Treasure Coast. So Treasure Coast is where I'm originally from. I'm originally from Fort Pierce, born and raised, y'all. So I said it'd be nice if I had like a soap bar that creates memories for the Treasure Coast beach goers, and especially for like when people visit, they'd have a soap bar that they can take home. So with all these soap bars, I'm not going to put them in my traditional craft paper. Like I used to use the craft paper to cover the bottom, and then I use a brown craft paper cigar wrap label to label the soap bar, so the tops are always exposed. So it's usually with the way I do it, the tops are always exposed, but you can't see the bottom. So now I'm going to use not saran wrap or cling wrap, but the cellophane bags for it. Just so you can see the full color. And I figure maybe it'll make it easier for labeling them, because I'll just duplicate like a Avery label and just kind of tape those on the cellophane bags and do it that way. That way it locks in the smell. You get to see the design and it's still packaged. Plus in store, they kind of prefer that, like the owner prefers that. So I figure, when in Rome, you do what the Romans do. So if that's what she wants, that's what I'm going to give her. She thinks it'll make the soap bar sales a little more successful. So with those Nicole molds, I get 28 mini bars, and there we are.